Hello, and welcome back to the Bix Beiderbecke Museum. Today we meet back up with Bix as he rejoins the Goldcat Orchestra alongside Frankie Trumbauer and Pee Wee Russell. Frankie Trumbauer had created one of the hottest jazz bands in the country alongside Bix Beiderbecke and Pee Wee Russell. Recognizing the skills and talent of the band, the Gene Goldcat Orchestra, constantly competing for national recognition with the Paul Whiteman Orchestra, made Tram and Pee Wee an offer. Tram, who by this point had become another guardian angel to Bix, answered with a counter-offer. He would take the job if 23-year-old Bix Beiderbecke was hired alongside him. Though Goldcat had let Bix go previously due to his inability to read sheet music, Goldcat accepted Tram's condition. In May of 1926, Tram, Bix, and Pee Wee left St. Louis and headed to Detroit, where they would join the other musicians and then quickly head to Hudson Lake in northwest Indiana. It was there that the band would play at a dance hall simply called the Casino, though for that summer it was known as the Blue Lantern. It looked out onto a lake, and over 2,000 patrons could fit on its dance floor. Hudson Lake had been built in 1922, and Bix and his bandmates brought hot jazz to the popular resort that was only 70 miles east of Chicago and a mere 100 yards from the train stop. People from the greater Chicago area came to dance, and while they did so, they witnessed jazz history. With the Goldcat Orchestra at Hudson Lake, Bix would play 6 nights a week with Mondays off. Much like his years at Lake Forest Academy, the days that the band didn't play were often used to travel to Chicago for a bit of fun with his fellow bandmates. They stayed in cabins by the resort overlooking the lake. While Bix could still barely read sheet music, this time his fellow musicians took notice of his dynamic cornet playing. His friend Pee Wee Russell wrote that Bix drove a band. If you had any talent at all, he made you play better. Here on the stage, recreated for you within the museum, a life-size model of Bix waits, cornet in hand, for the rest of the band to join him. He and their instruments are ready for another night of jazz and dance. Just to the left, leading up to the stage, we have on display stairs that were used at the resort. They are well worn from use, having seen the footfalls of musicians such as Bix, Tram, and Pee Wee, but also Dee Orr, the drummer, Sonny Lee, who played trombone, banjo and guitarist Eddie Condon, and George Rilling, among others. For the summer that Bix played at Hudson Lake, the repertoire included songs such as Sweet Georgia Brown, Yes Sir, That's My Baby, When the Red Red Robin, and Bye Bye Blackbird. While the instruments you see on stage are not the ones that were used at Hudson Lake, they are all of that time period. What we have featured are the typical instruments that would have made up a jazz band. Larger orchestras would often have had more than one of each instrument to add to the melodies and harmonies of the songs. The band that our Bix waits for contains a piano, set up with sheet music for the times, with a string bass propped up in the back, next to which is a guitar and a banjo. Bix holds the cornet for the performance, while next to him is a clarinet to the left and 2 saxophones to the right. A tuba and a drum set round off the back part of the stage, and a trombone finishes off the front row. On the floor, we have mutes that would have been used by various brass instruments to fit the piece they played. Rounding out our recreation is a mural painted on the back wall by local artist Bruce Walters. It depicts the dance atmosphere of that summer at Hudson Lake. A smaller replica of this mural hangs just to the side of the stage, so visitors can have a closer look. The scene as a whole embodies what it may have felt and looked like to be at the Hudson Lake Resort that summer of 1926, while Bix played with the Goldcat Orchestra. What would come after this summer would be one of the greatest years of Bix's life as he continued on with the Goldcat Orchestra. Please join us in the next video as we recount how his career really took off.